You think we're gonna buy us? Hello, once again, you people, and thank you so much for the support. I never thought I'd even make it this far, and because of that, I have worked 3 times as hard to give you the content I know you will enjoy. This video is massive. I played Pax Historia, a grand strategy game that effectively lets you do whatever you want. And let's just say it starts out crazy and gets even crazier. My friend Faye snuck in towards the first third there, so you'll get a little bit of commentary as well. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys enjoy this feature-length video. Alright, so this is Pax Historia. Basically, it lets you, well, do whatever you want while playing in the world. And I have ideas. I have very big ideas. The very first idea is nuke. Where should we nuke? Madagascar? Yeah, let's nuke Madagascar. Nuke Madagascar. Stating that the penguins have become too powerful. Rico, Kowalski, Skipper, and Private must pay for their international crimes. There we go. Calculating consequences. In a move that stunned the Pentagon and the world, the USA issued a formal declaration of intent regarding Madagascar, setting an absurd yet terrifying threat from militant flightless birds. The administration authorized a nuclear strike. Strategic Command was placed on high alert as B-2 bombers were repositioned for a transcontinental mission. Global leaders scrambled to verify if this was a communication error or a legitimate shift in American foreign policy. Next event. The unthinkable occurred when Minuteman II missiles impacted the island of Madagascar. The environmental and humanitarian catastrophe is beyond measure, as the once lush island was transformed into a wasteland. The international community watched in horror as the USA military declared the threat of Rico and Skipper neutralized. The United Nations convened an emergency session to discuss the unprecedented use of force against a non-belligerent sovereign nation. Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. He's dead. He's dead. Following the destruction of Madagascar, the USA faced immediate and severe international sanctions. The African Union and European Union have severed all diplomatic ties, demanding accountability for the nuclear genocide. In response, the USA has withdrawn from various treaties, asserting its dominance. The American public remains divided, with massive protests erupting in Washington, D.C., while some applaud the proactive defense against any perceived international criminal threats. Seeing the instability in the West, the People's Republic of China and Russia have signed a treaty for eternal security. Both nations have begun mobilizing battalions along the borders to ensure that the American madness does not spread to their spheres of influence. The South China Sea has become a fortress of naval activity as the world prepares for a potential global conflict initiated by the USA's erratic behavior. Our next event, the United Kingdom and France, though longtime allies, have issued a joint statement demanding a meeting with the USA. We need an immediate explanation for the events in Madagascar. Our alliance cannot survive such unilateral nuclear actions without a clear, logical justification. Dude, those fucking penguins are evil. United Kingdom is preparing a response. If this is the level of maturity the White House intends to bring to a nuclear fallout crisis, then our special relationship is functionally dead. We are facing a unified Sino-Russian mobilization and global sanctions while you talk about flightless birds. Give us a strategic reason for this massacre, or we will have to reconsider our security commitments entirely. We got those penguins, dude. Alright. Okay. So they're mad at us for nuking, the penguins in Madagascar. It's gone. It's destroyed. So to assist with that, let us simply, United States mobilizes an experimental fleet of super destroyers cascade onto the coast of China. That will cascade onto the coast of China. The mission: take all Android phones, as they will be needed to ensure the penguin threat has been neutralized. There we go. Immediately, invasion of Canada, sweeping across the entire border, conscripting the entire nation, with execution being the punishment for resistance. Make a deal with Russia to ensure global power and to show goodwill. Deliver an economic package to them of $1.2 trillion. There we go. And onwards and we go. Oh, this is going to be bad. This is going to be so bad. In a shocking violation of NORAD, the USA launches... Oh my god! We just took it! Ground invasion of Canada. Mechanized divisions across the border from New York to Washington State simultaneously. The Canadian government, caught entirely off guard by the closest ally, issued a call for national defense. The White House issued a decree. Any resistance to the conscription of the Canadian populace would be met with immediate execution. This aggressive expansionism has shattered Western stability forever. The Sino-Russian alliance and the trillion-dollar handshake. Seeking to secure its rear while expanding northward, the USA transferred a staggering $1.2 trillion economic package to the Russian Federation. This massive infusion of liquidity is intended to stabilize the Russian ruble and secure a global power pact. Meanwhile, in the Pacific, the USA mobilized an experimental fleet of super destroyers. These vessels have begun a high-speed transit towards the Chinese coast, with the star-stated mission of seizing all Android mobile devices to neutralize penguin threats. American forces have occupied Ottawa. Oh my god! Effectively decapitating the Canadian federal government. Resistance has been scattered and met with the promised draconian punishments. The world watches in disbelief as the USA annexes its northern neighbor piece by piece. European nations have begun freezing all American assets, while the United Nations has officially declared the USA a rogue state. The 49th parallel is no longer a border, but a gateway to a unified continental authority. General Mark Milley. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. The Dragon Awakes. As the USA super destroyers approach the South China Sea, the People's Republic of China has declared a total war footing. The PLA has launched anti-ship ballistic missiles towards the approaching fleet. Beijing has called the American mission a delusional pretext for a digital heist. With Russia's newly enriched by American gold and Canada silenced by the American boots, the People's Republic of China stands as the primary obstacle to the USA's chaotic New World Order. This all happened in 25 days, by the way. This is fucking stupid. We are going to start a diplomatic talk with Russia to begin a collapse onto the Chinese mainland, enriching their soldiers with high-tech stealth bombers and tanks, as well as a generous benefits package, ensuring any soldier, USA or Russia, fighting against China will receive a large sum of money and guaranteed housing. We're basically saying, hey, let's fight China, you'll be a good deal. We're best friends, you know? Okay. Now, that's dealt with. We still have England and France to work with. Oh no. No, actually, you know what we need to do? With England and France. What did I spell England wrong? Oh yeah, it's not capitalized. Create an ultimatum with England and France. If they do not intervene, they will not be nuked. Alright, there's the goal. Onwards and upwards to the next major event. The Moscow-Washington Secret Protocol. Following the transfers of trillions of capital, Russia and the USA have formally agreed to a joint military framework. Russian High Command has begun integrating American stealth technology into their strategic bomber wings. This pact aims to isolate China through a combined pincer movement. To solidify loyalty, the US has established a massive victory fund, promising unprecedented wealth and housing to any Russian soldier participating in the upcoming Eastern push. The USA has issued a chilling ultimatum to London and Paris, effectively demanding their total neutrality as the American military shifts its gaze toward Eurasia. The decree states that any intervention against American interest will result in immediate nuclear escalation. European leaders are paralyzed, while the public demands action against the rogue superpower. The threat of total atomic annihilation looms over the English Channel, forcing a tense, terrified silence. Utilizing the new American subsidies, Russia has begun the largest troop movement since World War II. Thousands of tanks and motorized divisions are streaming towards the borders of Jiangxing and Manchuria. The morale of the Russian forces is at an all-time high. Fueled by the promise of American gold and new housing, the People's Republic of China has responded by declaring a Fortress China policy, mining the northern borders extensively. Beijing's preemptive strike. Recognizing the tightening noose, the PLA launches a massive cyber and missile barrage against American logistics hubs in the Pacific. Chinese leadership has denounced the Russian betrayal, claiming the Slavic nation has sold its soul for American blood money. In the South China Sea, the experimental American destroyers have engaged in their first direct combat, using advanced electronic warfare to disable Chinese coastal defense systems and siege digital assets. The survival of the Middle Kingdom cannot be bought or sold by thieves in Washington and Moscow. Xi Jinping. This started with Kowalski going smile and wave, boys. With Canada effectively neutralized, the USA has begun the formal process of administrative integration. Resistance in Toronto and Vancouver has been crushed by the 1st Northern Army. New American law is being enforced by military tribunals, and the former Canadian resources are being directed toward the Pacific War effort. The border has ceased to exist as a barrier, becoming a supply line for the American hegemony. Eagle and Bear descend. Joint USA and Russian forces have officially crossed the Chinese border. In the north, Russian tanks entered, I can't say that, while American stealth bombers provided devastating air cover, wiping out PLA radar installations. The Eurasian collapse has begun. The promise of the American benefits package is being broadcasted on all frequencies to encourage Chinese desertion. The world watches as the 2 largest nuclear powers begin the partition of the East. Faced with the reality of the Sino-Russian collapse and terrifying nuclear posture, France and the United Kingdom have officially withdrawn from all Pacific defense treaties. NATO is effectively dead. The European Union has announced a policy of armed neutrality, hoping to avoid becoming the next target of the American administration's crusade against the Penguin threat and its global associates. The USA now holds absolute Atlantic dominance. American forces have made landfall near Shanghai. Supported by the experimental destroyer fleet, the primary mission remains the seizure of all mobile technology to prevent penguin communication. Chaos reigns in the streets as civilians are searched for Android devices. The PLA is fighting a desperate street-to-street battle, but the technological and financial weight of the USA-Russian alliance is proving insurmountable of the isolated Chinese state. Proceed. Up all pretense of Android phone taking and begin a total invasion of China with the goal of Russia and the United States forming a total empire. This goal is secret, with the plan eventually being total global domination. Russian forces are ordered to enter from the north, while America enters from the east. Ground forces in the United States are ordered southward to take total control of Mexico and beyond, with the stated goal of reuniting the Americas, creating an American empire. Who should we nuke next? Who do we nuke next? You know what? Just for fun. Nuke North Korea. As a show of force, nukes will be landed on North Korea. The Pyongyang annihilation. In a sudden and devastating escalation, USA nuclear warheads have impacted strategic sites across North Korea. The Hermit Kingdom's command structure was vaporized in seconds, leaving the peninsula in a state of radioactive chaos. South Korea has declared a state of total emergency, while the international community watches in paralyzed silence as the USA removes another threat from the global map with overwhelming nuclear force. The Rio Grande crossing. Abandoning the pretense of border security, American mechanized divisions have surged southward into Mexico. The stated goal of an American empire has sent shockwaves through Latin America. Heavy fighting is reported in Monterrey and Tijuana, but the technological gap is proving insurmountable. The USA military has begun systematic dismantling the Mexican federal authority to facilitate a total continental merger.
Hold on, before you do your next thing,
Yeah.
You never told me how you took Canada.
We just moved people into Canada. That's it. I literally just said, we're taking Canada, and then we took Canada.
Oh, you did what Trump thinks would happen.
Yeah. I'm on the medium AI, So
Why is
it'll just
Russia
kind of
there?
take
Just
whatever.
like a little dot.
Oh, I'm working with China to take all of, or I'm working with Russia to take all of China. So they just took.
Yeah,
a
but
bit.
like, why are they just that little splotch?
I guess that's all they could take right now. The secret protocol for a joint empire is now in full effect. Russian forces have shattered the northern Chinese defenses, moving south from Manchuria with relentless speed. Simultaneously, the USA has expanded its bridgehead in Shanghai, moving westward to link with the Russians. The People's Republic of China is facing a total collapse of its central heartland as the two superpowers begin the formal partition of the East. The fall of Mexico City. After a brief but intense siege, USA forces have entered Mexico City. The Mexican government has fled to the southern jungles, but the administrative core of the nation is now under Washington's control. The declaration of the American Empire was broadcast from the National Palace, signaling the end of Mexican sovereignty and the beginning of a forced continental unification under the Stars and Stripes. American Empire!
You should take Greenland next.
No. I have a plan for Greenland.
Are you gonna fucking nuke it?
No. Maybe. But no, not right now.
Maybe.
Maybe. Listen. I like turning things green. The Partition Treaty. Holy shit! Oh my god. In ruins of the Forbidden City, Russian and American generals met to finalize the borders of their Eurasian Pact. China has been effectively erased as a sovereign entity. The world is now dominated by a colossal bipolar axis. With the East secured and the Americas consolidating, the secret goal of total domination is no longer a whisper, but a looming reality for the remaining neutral nations. The era of independent middle powers is over. There is only the bear and the eagle.
Vladimir Putin these.
Vladimir Putin. The dragon is dead. Okay, so China's gone. By the way, this started on January 1st. It is March 5th.
Oh, cool.
It has been 2 months.
Take Australia next. That'd be funny.
Better idea.
No, nuke New Zealand. Fuck.
That does give me ideas, though.
Nuke Tasmania!
So we have taken all this. This isn't owned yet, but we will slowly move in. Alright. Inform Russian forces that their current goal is Kazakhstan. As the American Empire moves forward across Eurasia to take India, Pakistan, and Iran. There we go. Now, on the homeland, strategically bomb major military bases across Mexico and its neighboring nations, with the end goal of a total takeover. And once succeeded, a ground and ocean invasion of South America will begin. Alright, that's that part dealt with. Now, on to this. These guys are still terrified into silence, and I
You
feel
should
like...
nuke France.
No, because they didn't do anything, and if I nuke them, they'll be like, well, fuck this, and then all of these guys will start nuking me.
Okay, but as soon as they do something, you gotta nuke France.
Well, yeah, if they try anything, they get nuked. Also,
No, just
NATO...
always France.
I forgot to remind you, NATO's dead.
Well, yeah, I would expect that as soon as you nuked Madagascar.
Alright. Just ignore what I typed there at the bottom.
Nuke guys. You know that part of the EU,
Alright,
right?
onwards and upwards. The Northern Frost, Iceland's obliteration. In a harrowing expansion of the Madagascar Protocol, the American Empire launched a surprise nuclear strike against Iceland. The strategic justification, citing the island as a penguin staging ground for Atlantic incursions, has left the world in a state of terminal shock. The volcanic landscapes of the North Atlantic were briefly illuminated by artificial suns, effectively ending Icelandic sovereignty and leaving the region a radioactive exclusion zone.
You know Denmark's gonna be pissed at you now.
So, Operation Aztec Fire, the Mexican cleansing. The American Empire initiated Operation Aztec Fire, a relentless strategic bombing campaign targeting the remnants of the Mexican military. B-52s and B-2 Spirits saturated bases in Sinaloa and Oaxaca, effectively dismantling the command structure of the Southern Resistance. The White House declared that this is merely the first phase of total hemispheric realignment, aimed at securing all of Latin America under one banner. The Astana Directive. Following direct orders from the American Empire, the Russian Federation has pivoted its massive Siberian forces westward, and it's gone! The target is Kazakhstan. Russian mechanized units, bolstered by American capital, have crossed the border near Oral and Ataral. The Kremlin announced that Central Asia must be stabilized to prevent the spread of the avian threat. Kazakh forces caught between two superpowers are suffering from massive desertions as the promise of American housing spreads. That's a thing. At the very start, I made this, when we did this deal with Russia, I made this big deal saying, hey, everyone who works with us, who works to make this happen, will become rich and will be given housing and blah, blah, blah. This goal, I know I'm being massive world evil la-di-da. The goal is to eventually combine the American Empire and Russia to create a global socialist empire. It will work, I promise.
Although Kazakhstan's still a little sliver.
The Indus Gambit, American arrival in Asia. The American Empire has begun its eastward surge, deploying the carrier groups to the Arabian Sea. Strategic focus has shifted towards India, Pakistan, and Iran. Advancing stealth wings have begun mapping Pakistani air defenses. The American administration claims these nations are technological bottlenecks that must be integrated to ensure the final defeat of the Madagascar-born insurgency. The Indian government has declared a state of high alert, mobilizing its nuclear triad. The Southern Cross, South America invaded. With the Mexican heartland secured, the American Empire launches a simultaneous naval and ground assault into Central America. The goal is to clear a total land bridge to South America. Forces move through Guatemala and Belize with overwhelming force. The Panama Canal has been declared an imperial asset. The Brazil-led South American Defense Pact is scrambling to form a line at the Darien Gap, fearing the Eagle's shadow. The Tehran ultimatum is gone. It's gone. American stealth bombers based in the newly conquered Chinese territories have begun flying sorties over Iran. A formal ultimatum was delivered to Tehran: accept American administrative oversight or face the Icelandic solution. That's good. The Russian Federation, having successfully annexed the majority of Kazakhstan, is now positioning units along the Turkmen border, ready to support the American push into the Middle East. Is it taken? Do we have it? We don't have it yet. In a massive escalation, the American Empire launched cruise missile strikes against New Delhi and Islamabad. The experimental destroyer fleet has blockaded the Persian Gulf, cutting off oil supplies to the remaining neutral world. The American Empire has officially demanded the total surrender of India and Pakistan, citing the refusal to cooperate in the global anti-penguin initiative. Okay. So, things are moving, but not as fast as I'd like. We're working together. We have all this land.
Offer a treaty to a European nation.
No, they all hate me. The Africa solution.
Don't bomb Africa.
No, it won't be. The new American Empire. And a military... What's the word I'm thinking of? I want to give them military. And a military boost. Giving them ships, planes, guns.
I would have thought you would have gone access to military surplus.
Maybe. Yeah. And giving them access to a military surplus. The goal is for once I click the button, this entire thing becomes blue. That's the goal. Our next mission. Begin total assault of the western side of South America.
Damn, you fuck it up, Chile.
Joining from the ground and from the sea. All people caught in conflict will be given the choice. Join with no punishment. Alright. Now, we got this going on still.
Oh yeah, Russia's just been sat idle since it took Kazakhstan.
Mobilize Russian forces and American Empire forces to begin the assault on India, Iran, and Pakistan, as well as any nations in between. Alright. This is a big one. This is going to be a big one. The African solution, I think, the goal, I really want to just see this go blue, That would be funny.
It'd be really funny if nothing happens.
Yeah, that would be funny too. Okay, and then of course we have this one. My goal with this is, we take the land, and anyone who's like, okay, and then they lay down their guns and join us, they get to join us, and if they don't, we shoot them in the fucking head. What's this?
Ain't that a war crime? Ecuador.
Nuke Ecuador.
Nuke the Falklands too, fuck it.
No, not yet. That'll be my next island that gets nuked. The Ecuadorian obliteration. The American Empire has deployed a high-yield thermonuclear device over Quito, effectively removing the state of Ecuador from the map. The strike was framed as a necessary measure to ensure the continental compliance. Okay, I didn't realize it was here too. The resulting fallout has caused environmental panic across the Andes, yet the psychological impact was immediate. Neighboring South American states, paralyzed by the sheer scale of brutality, have seen their central governments begin to flee into the interior as the imperial shadow looms. Operation Amazonian Integration. Imperial ground forces have surged, and it's all blue, across the borders of Peru, Colombia, and Venezuela, initiating the Western South America assault. Following the doctrine of unity or ruin, the American Empire has offered immediate amnesty to any soldiers or citizens who defect to the imperial cause. Thousands of local militia members, fearing the Ecuadorian fate, have laid down their arms in coastal Lima and Bogota. The American flag has been raised over government palaces as the Southern Expeditionary Forces secures critical infrastructure. The Pan-African Compact. Oh, it didn't work!
Some of them.
Yeah, we got some of them. The African solution has yielded its first results as several nations fearful of future invasion and lured by the promise of military surplus have formally joined the American Empire. Under the new treaty, Egypt, Ethiopia, and Nigeria have signed the Empire Adherence Pact. In exchange for sovereignty, these nations are being flooded with American-made equipment and rations to quell local unrest. This creates a massive imperial foothold in the Red Sea in West Africa, bypassing traditional diplomatic channels entirely. We just yoinked them. We just fucking yoinked them.
I mean, now you got access to Europe.
Yep. The Eurasian Pincer Movement. The joint empire offensive has commenced against the nuclear powers of South Asia. Russian armored columns from the north of America's empire experimental fleet from the Indian Ocean have launched coordinated strikes. Pakistan and Iran are facing a total collapse of their defensive perimeters. In a show of absolute coordination, Imperial stealth wings have neutralized local air defenses. The pincer is closing on Islamabad and Tehran, with the Russian 1st Siberian Strike Group leading the charge into the Iranian plateau. Boom! We just took some of India. The Siege of New Delhi. As the American Empire and Russia tighten the noose around India, the global community remains silent, frozen by the threat of nuclear escalation. Imperial forces have advanced into... I was doing pretty good on these names. I don't know if I can do that one without sounding racist.
Which one is it?
All of them. I mean, this one's either Jammu Kashmir or Jammu Kashmir.
It's probably Jammu Kashmir.
But these ones I have no idea. Waharat? Maybe.
Russia's...
I mean, if You were about to do the most racist fucking Indian accent I have ever heard.
I stopped because I couldn't fucking read the word because of my dyslexia.
Alright. While Russia occupies there, the Indian government has issued a desperate plea for a ceasefire, but the Empire's terms remain unchanged. Unconditional surrender. This final confrontation will decide the fate of the subcontinent and the completion of the Eurasian land bridge.
Can you nuke Israel?
No.
Oh.
No. We have plans for Israel. We have plans.
Oh shit, is that Palestine?
Yeah, this is Palestine.
Can you just kill Israel?
No. Actually. Oh!
Are you gonna do a truce with Palestine to take over Israel?
Alright. The IDF deletion plan. With the now risen American Empire in northern Africa, immediately begin ground invasion of Israel, with the plan being the removal of the IDF and the freeing of Palestine. Giving Palestine total amnesty to join the new American Empire. Alright, where's that? Escalate the African solution. Give every nation news that at some point close to June 20th, before or after, a total assault will begin. But if they join the Empire now, they'll be given freedom, liberty, guns, beer,
Democracy,
and money. Actually, okay, so I'll save this for the next plan. Alright, the America-Russia merge. Meant to create the new Amarussian Empire. There we go. I think that's simple as. And focus efforts in the South America conflict. The Amero-Russian Empire is a shitty name. What do I change it to? You know, they'll just become members of the American Empire, making their current leaders still leaders in the Empire, and allowing them to keep total control of their regions. Brazil and Bolivia. There we go. And then, what's this? Yeah. Nuke the Falkland Islands. There we go. Onward! To the next major event. The South Atlantic Vaporization. Fulfilling the American Empire's mandate to secure the Atlantic from potential penguin incursions, a tactical nuclear strike has been successfully executed on the Falkland Island. The British territories were obliterated in a matter of seconds, leaving the archipelago a radioactive wasteland. This act has forced the United Kingdom to officially declare a state of mourning and complete military withdrawal from the South Atlantic, as the Empire's nuclear shadow now fully encompasses the Southern Hemisphere. Yeah, we own you. Alright. Operation David's End. No way do we just steal... It's gone. The American Empire has launched a massive ground and air assault on Israel, targeting the IDF's command structures. Utilizing high-tech electronic warfare and superior numbers, Imperial forces have rapidly overwhelmed the Golan Heights and Galilee. In a stunning turn of events, the Empire has declared an amnesty for all Palestinian citizens, integrating their territories into the Imperial fold. The IDF is currently in a state of chaotic retreat towards the coast as Tel Aviv faces heavy bombardment. The Moscow-Washington merger. Yeah!
Well, that was easy.
In the most significant geopolitical shift in human history, the Russian Federation has formally merged with the American Empire. Under the terms of the Eternal Union, the Russian leadership retains administrative control over their former territories while answering directly to the imperial throne. This merger creates a singular, invincible superpower, stretching from the Pacific to the Atlantic. The joint empire is now a reality, signaling the end of independent sovereignty for any remaining nations on Earth. The distinction between our peoples has vanished. In the fires of a new world order, we are one fist, one will. Oh!
Why his lines kind of hard?
Because he's fictional. It's not the real Vladimir.
I know.
The Amazonian
what was
Blitzkrieg.
There was something I saw up north of Russia.
This?
The little...
I think that's...
No, not that, down below. The, like,
The
one
div?
thing.
This? It's an area that we own now. We own it now.
Oh, it's split, that's why.
Alright. The Amazonian Blitzkrieg. Imperial forces have surged into northern Brazil and Bolivia, utilizing the Ecuadorian precedent to demand immediate surrender. The Brazilian military, spread through and across its massive border, has struggled to contain the American Empire's armored columns. Bolivia has seen its central government flee La Paz as Imperial paratroopers. Where I just lost it because I sniffed.
Imperial paratroopers.
I can't find Imperial paratroopers. Oh, there we go. Seize control of high-altitude airfields. The push towards the Amazon basin is now a race against time for the remaining South American resistance. How much do we own? A lot.
It's half of South America.
We still haven't gotten all of Mexico yet. The fall of Jerusalem. Israel gone? Israel's gone. The American Empire has officially secured Jerusalem and Tel Aviv. Finalizing the dissolution of the Israeli state, the remaining IDF units have been forced into desperate last stand in the Negev desert. True to the Empire's word, the Palestinian population has been granted total amnesty and integrated as imperial subjects of the Levant. This marks the total control of the Eastern Mediterranean by the Empire, effectively ending the decades-long regional conflict through sheer force. So we've done pretty good already. Oh,
Half of the Earth.
This is going to be big. This is going to be the big plan. In an act of goodwill, offer all African nations one last chance to join the new American Empire. All nations joining will receive the famous benefits package, as well as a bolster to their economies and peoples. Any nation who refuses will be seen as an opponent and will be invaded forthright. Okay, the goal is to take Africa. Now what?
Okay, I just left Australia.
I'm just gonna write "Buy Australia" and we'll see what the AI can do with that. Buy Australia.
Nuke Japan.
No, I'm not gonna do that. They don't deserve that.
I mean...
Extend the African offer to Japan and South Korea.
I'm pretty sure South Korea hates you.
Well, they can.
Since, you know,
they can say no.
You nuked their neighbor.
Take control of all unclaimed land in Eurasia. What else? Is there anything else we should do? Oh yeah. Continue total ground invasion of Iran. Alright, there we go.
India.
And India. Save. Alright, there we go. Calculating consequences. The Pan-African That was fast. The American Empire has issued a final broadcast across all African frequencies, offering the benefits package in exchange for total annexation. While nations like South Africa and Angola hesitated, the threat of Ecuadorian-style vaporization has forced a wave of signatures. Imperial logistics teams are already landing in Lagos and Cape Town to begin the economic bolster, which effectively replaces local currencies with the Imperial credit. Resistance remains scattered in the Saharan sector. Alright. I'm thinking, how much do we take before we start being, like, really good? So that people will be like, oh yeah, we'll join. And so we can just create a total empire, you know?
Would you have all of South Africa? Oh, not South Africa, South America.
Gotcha. And Australia. You think we're gonna buy us? In a transaction described as the greatest real estate deal in history, the American Empire has officially purchased the continent of Australia. Faced with the collapse of the Commonwealth and the threat of naval blockade, the Australian government accepted an astronomical sum of imperial credits and security guarantees. Imperial administrators have arrived in Canberra, and the Australian Defence Force has been formally integrated into the Imperial Pacific Command to monitor the Southern Ocean. Taken. Following the African model, Japan and South Korea have formally accepted the imperial offer. Under the threat of nuclear annihilation and the total loss of trade routes, Tokyo and Seoul have transitioned into imperial protectorates, and the Diet and National Assembly have been restructured into administrative councils. This move completes the empire's encirclement of the Pacific, turning the Sea of Japan into a private imperial lake for the joint empire's naval exercises. Gone. The Joint Empire's pincer movement has successfully crushed the Islamic Republic of Iran. Following the fall of Tehran, organized resistance has dissolved into local insurgencies. Imperial forces have seized the Strait of Hormuz, securing this world's most vital oil artery. Meanwhile, the advance into India has reached the gates of the capital. The technological disparity has turned the conflict into a one-sided slaughter, as stealth bombers operate with total impunity over the subcontinent. Just gotta make sure we take all that. Consolidation of the Eurasian heartland. Fulfilling the directive to secure all unclaimed land in Eurasia, Imperial scouts and robotic sentries have moved into the Tibet and Himalayan regions. Former Chinese provinces and independent Central Asian territories have been officially mapped as imperial administrative zones. This high-altitude terrain, once a barrier, is now home to Joint Empire radar installation. This move effectively erases any gray zones on the map, leaving only the besieged Indian state and the neutral European bloc.
Bye, India.
The American Empire has officially accepted the unconditional surrender of the Indian government. Following the siege of New Delhi, the remaining military leadership signed the Subcontinent Integration Act. This marks the final piece of the Eurasian land bridge, connected the Atlantic to the Pacific via a singular unified political entity. The Indian military is currently being disarmed and reorganized into the Imperial Civil Guard to maintain order during the transition period. Alright. So we've taken a lot. Oh my god.
Brazil is... you left Cuba.
No, Cuba is already a United States territory. I think. No, it isn't. Okay. Now...
What if you just leave them? What if you just ignore them?
let's find an island.
You're gonna nuke an island?
No. I'm gonna do something better with an island. Tasmania exists. Is this Tasmania?
Below? No,
No,
it's
it's
below
Yemen.
Australia. You already bought it.
Okay, so I do own Tasmania?
Yeah.
There it is, okay. The Tasmanian Battle Royale. All citizens will be chartered to the American Empire land of their choice. As a result, leaving Tasmania empty of all civilians. Is now declared a prison state with a naval blockade to prevent escape. The island will be used as a place to send all violent prisoners and enemies of the state, given the goal of winning barbaric battle royale games. Winners will earn their freedom and be allowed to live free in the American Empire. There we go. Battle Royale.
So, at the start of that, I thought, did you just turn Tasmania into what Britain did with Australia?
No. You see, Australia was like, yeah, just go there. But Tasmania is now a bloodbath. All right.
What are the plans for New Zealand? Buy New Zealand.
By New Zealand. All right. Okay, so this, I forgot what this region's called. Oceania?
Southeast Asia.
First, with diplomacy, and if rejected, invasion. There we go. Now,
What is that thing really fucking far north?
where? This?
Yeah, what is that?
It's Norway. You don't know what Norway
Huh.
is?
I didn't know they had an island that high up.
The Stan Accord begin total invasion of Uzbekistan,
Turkmenistan.
Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Tajikistan, and Kyrgyzstan.
It's Kyrgyzstan, yeah.
Kyrgyzstan.
Kyrgyzstan.
Alright. Stan Accord. And, where are you? Qatar? Yeah. Nuke Qatar. No. I gotta stop nuking. Because
Yeah.
if I nuke more now with this, the empire will dissolve. People won't want to be a part of it. Announce the end of nuclear assault. Begin a total destruction of all nuclear weaponry.
This feels like it
First
can backfire.
in non-American empire nations.
There's the
If any
safety clause.
If any nation disagrees, they will be destroyed. There we go. The safety clause. All right, here we go. Boom.
Where the fuck are you getting? Actually, I was gonna say, where are you getting this money? You're fucking annexing
Like,
hundreds
man,
of countries.
where do you have this money from? Everything. We literally own everything. Following the successful purchase of Australia, the American Empire has finalized a similar transaction with the government of New Zealand. Facing total economic isolation and the reality of a world dominated by a singular superpower, Wellington accepted a multi-trillion imperial credit package. Imperial administrators have landed in Auckland and Christchurch, peacefully integrating the islands into the Imperial Pacific Command to serve as a logistics hub for the coming Southeast Asian campaign. The Tasmanian Penal Colony. The American Empire has completed the forced relocation of the Tasmanian civilian population to the mainland. Tasmania is now a fortified prison state, ringed by a naval blockade. The first battle royale was televised globally to instill fear in dissenters. This brutal deterrent serves as the ultimate destination for enemies of the state, where only the most violent survive for a chance at freedom. Let them fight for a life they didn't appreciate on this island. There is no law but survival. Warden Sterling. The Stan Accord, invasion of Central Asia. The American Empire has launched a massive blitzkrieg across the Stans. Utilizing former Russian bases, Imperial armored divisions have surged into Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, and Kyrgyzstan. Or Kyrgyzstan. The mountainous terrains of the Pamirs have seen intense fighting, but the sheer technological advantage of the Empire's drone swarms has rendered traditional defenses obsolete. Local governments in Ashgabat and Bishkek were captured within 48 hours of the initial breach. Damn. Imperial forces have crossed the Hindu Kush, inflating the final subjugation of Afghanistan. Unlike previous historical attempts, the American Empire utilized orbital surveillance and saturation bombing to clear insurgent strongholds. Before ground troops entered Kabul, the remaining warlords have been offered a choice: join the Imperial Civil Guard or be sent to the Tasmanian Games. Resistance is crumbling as the Empire's logistical might reaches the most remote valleys. The Southeast Asian Ultimatum. The American Empire has issued a formal demand for annexation to Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, and Indonesia, citing the need for a unified Pacific economic sphere. The Empire moved the experimental destroyer fleet into the Strait of Malacca. While diplomacy is the stated first step, the presence of orbital strike satellites over Bangkok and Hanoi makes the alternative clear. Several nations have already entered emergency sessions to discuss the terms of surrender. Thank you.
Hold on. Hold on. Fucking orbital strikes?
Yeah. In a move that has shocked the remaining neutral world, the American Empire has announced the global denuclearization mandate. The Empire demands the immediate destruction of all nuclear assets in non-imperial nations, starting with the United Kingdom and France. The Emperor declared that only the Empire can be trusted with such power. Nations that refuse to dismantle their silos within 30 days are warned of a preemptive erasure via the Empire's own nuclear arsenal. Gone. Following the rejection of the Imperial Ultimatum by a small coalition of nations, the American Empire initiated the Operation Monsoon. Paratroopers seized Singapore and Jakarta within hours. Vietnam and Thailand surrendered shortly after to avoid the Ecuadorian fate. I nuke Ecuador just once, and they're like, "Oh man, I don't want to get Ecuador." Like, what the fuck?
No, the random fucking Madagascar that you nuked, or what was the other
This
one
all
you nuked?
started with nuking Madagascar, by the way.
Didn't you nuke a third country?
Yes, the Falklands. The entire
Oh,
region is now
yeah.
being reorganized into the Imperial Indochina Zone. The Empire now controls every major shipping lane between the Indian and Pacific Oceans, cementing total naval hegemony. There's more? The United Kingdom and France have officially rejected the Empire's disarmament decree. In a joint statement from London, the two nations declared their nuclear deterrence as the final line of defense for European sovereignty. The American Empire has responded by removing the U.S. First Northern Army towards the coast of France. The world holds its breath as the 30-day deadline approaches, with the imperial silos across the Midwest and former Russia entering hot status. We will not go quietly into the night. If the Empire wants our fire, they must come and take it from the ashes. God damn!
Why is it giving fucking banger lines?
What if I
Okay,
nuke
what
Ireland?
if you extend? Ireland is not part of the UK.
Yeah, but you gotta be up here. But it's also right next to them. They'd be like, oh shit. You know?
The UK hates Ireland. That's not a threat.
United Kingdom dissolution plan.
I was gonna say, what if you just fucking extend an offer? Just like buy the UK.
No. They want to fight, so we'll do this. Under the pretense of keeping the peace, the Empire stops its message of nuclear dissolution, allowing the UK to keep their weaponry. The Empire begins conscripting citizens of the United Kingdom to sow deceit amongst the populace.
So you've just made Nigel Farage.
Yeah. The goal being to incite a civil incident
You're better off doing that in France, actually.
within the nation. The same plan will move to France if it succeeds in
If
the
success
United
is found in the
Kingdom.
United Kingdom.
There we go. So we're gonna be evil. I mean, we're already evil, you know.
You've nuked several countries.
Yeah. The European invasion, starting from formerly Russia and Africa, a pincer maneuver will begin to overtake Eastern Europe as well as the Middle East. Begin ground assault on all remaining independent African nations. And who are you? What's this place? Sri Lanka. Cool.
Bye, Sri Lanka.
Cool. Drop a boat load of LSD, meth, and heroin across the entirety of Sri Lanka. Just to kind of see what happens. Invade Nepal, Bhutan, and Bangladesh. There we go. That should be enough. Alright. The Imperial forces have simultaneously crossed the borders in Nepal and Bhutan, utilizing vertical envelopment tactics via altitude transport wings. Resistance was minimal as the American Empire showcased the absolute futility of the mountain defense. In Bangladesh, the Imperial advance was even swifter, with the Dhaka administrators signing the Bay of Bengal Integration Treaty, within hours of the first mechanized division crossing the Padma River. They're like, they stepped over the border and they signed the treaty immediately.
What do we do, man?
The Sri Lankan psychotrop, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone! In a move of sheer logistical absurdity and cruelty, the American Empire conducted Operation High Tide over Ceylon Transporting planes dropped massive quantities of narcotics across major population centers. The resulting societal collapse was instantaneous as Sri Lanka descended into a chaotic drug-induced fever dream. Imperial observers remain offshore, monitoring the behavioral data as the island's infrastructure grinds to a halt under the weight of the unprecedented mass intoxication event.
It doesn't the same degrees.
No. We can't do it again. The African final sweep. The American Empire has launched a coordinated ground assault on the final independent holdouts in Africa. Utilizing the established bases in Nigeria and Ethiopia, armored spearheads have surged into the Saharan interior and the southern veldt. The Salami, I'm so fucking racist. The Somali coast was secured by the Imperial Navy, while paratroopers seized the remaining administrative centers of South Sudan. Resistance, while fierce in the jungles of the Congo, has been bypassed by localized tactical strikes, leaving the continent almost entirely under the Imperial crest. That was easy.
By Iraq.
The Levant pincer and the Turkish encirclement. Moving from the newly integrated Russian territories in the Levant, the American Empire has initiated the Eurasian pincer. Armored columns have entered Iraq and Jordan, securing the cradle of civilization within a week. Simultaneously, Imperial forces have massed on the borders of Turkey, demanding the keys to the Bosporus and Dardanelles. The Turkish government, finding itself the last barrier between the Empire's African and Eurasian holdings, has declared a national emergency as Imperial jets violate their airspace with impunity. The London Deception. The American Empire has officially rescinded its demand for the immediate nuclear disarmament of the United Kingdom, and adopting a facade of diplomatic peacekeeping. Under the guise of joint security, Imperial personnel have begun integrating with local units. However, this is a Trojan horse. The Empire has begun selective conscription of British youth, intentionally fueling resentment and spreading Imperial propaganda to destabilize the social fabric. Rumors of Imperial-backed agitators in London have begun to surface, signaling the start of a deep-cover civil destabilization operation. The Eastern European Blitz. Oh! From the launch pad of former Russia, the American Empire has unleashed its mechanized fury across Ukraine and Belarus. The plains of Eastern Europe have become a proving ground for the Joint Empire's latest drone swarms. In Kyiv, the government collapsed after 24 hours of surgical strikes on command nodes. Simultaneously, Imperial forces moved into the Caucasus, annexing Georgia and Azerbaijan. The secure energy pipelines effectively turning the Black Sea into an imperial pond. Thank you. Turkey's gone. Forced with an invasion from both the European and Asian fronts, Turkey has signed an instrument to surrender. Okay, so we didn't have to fight them. The Turkish military was integrated into the regional administration to prevent a power vacuum. Nicosia. I don't know what that is.
Oh, Cyprus.
The Balkan integration. The American Empire has turned its attention to the Balkans, where a combination of economic coercion and the threat of total occupation has led to the dissolution of several states. Romania, Bulgaria, and Serbia have all accepted protectorate status. How?
The Balkans would never be in the same nation as each other. They would rather kill themselves.
Snack. Sorry, wrong name. But look. Would you say no? Would you say no?
Knowing the Balkans, yes.
We made peace in the Middle East. Remember that.
The Balkans is worse.
The brink of European civil war. Yes. The American subversion campaign in the United Kingdom has launched a critical boiling point. Riots have erupted in London, Manchester, and Glasgow as conscription orders and pro-imperial propaganda have split the British Republic. The Imperial Peacekeeping Corps has offered to help restore order, but the UK government remains paralyzed, fearing that accepting help would mean the end of sovereignty. Meanwhile, France has observed the chaos with horror, realizing that the Empire is systematically dismantling their neighbor from within before the inevitable final push towards Paris. All right. Create an inciting incident to begin the UK Civil War. We'll do that.
What is that little nation that's tied in?
Moldova. Oh, right next to Moldova.
Oh, Moldova?
Then you got Transnistria. Okay. Offer all nations in Europe, the African solution. Join the American empire now, or be invaded and cause unnecessary bloodshed. I'm like really evil in this. This is great. Just love how evil I can just fucking be. You know, these guys haven't done it, so let's nuke Togo and Benin. There you go. They should have joined. All right.
Is that Gold Coast? No, what is that?
The Equatorial Guinea. Offer Libya and all remaining African nations one final chance to join before total annihilation. Begin total invasion of Brazil and all South American nations. Now what? There's so much left. I mean, it's really, we got the final push here. I think we'll fully focus this. You know, unless they just agree to join us.
Well, I feel like it goes either way. Either they fucking form their own version of whatever the fuck, or nukes start flying.
Begin the next phase of the Tasmanian Games. Was it Tasmania we did?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the Tasmanian Games. What was this nation formerly? I forgot what it was.
Sri Lanka.
Oh yeah. Begin the nationwide. What's it called?
Drug test of Sri Lanka.
No, not drug test. Rehab campaign of Sri Lanka. Offering all peoples proper care to get sober. There we go.
Because you fucking drugged them all.
Yeah. I feel like at some point I have to lose, right? The London Massacre and the spark of the Civil War. In a coordinated effort to destabilize the United Kingdom, American Empire agents disguised as local protesters opened fire on a royal military parade in London. The ensuing chaos in the Imperial Peacekeeping Corps, brutal retaliation against civilians ignited a nationalist uprising. Rebels and local police units now have begun clashing with Imperial conscripts across major English cities. The British government has retreated to secure bunkers as order dissolves in the capital. That was fast.
Oh yeah, it's UK. What did you expect?
Alright. Following the refusal of Togo and Benin to accept the African solution, the American Empire launched tactical nuclear strikes against Lome and Cotonou. The unprecedented destruction of these coastal capitals served as a horrific warning to the rest of the continent. Panicked leaders from Libya to South Africa began sending emissaries to imperial outposts. The empire now demands total administrative integration to avoid further nuclear intervention across the Sahara and beyond. You're getting nuked next if you don't join us. Wow.
That would take long.
Imperial forces.
What's that tiny sliver that's left?
Imperial forces launched a massive multi-pronged invasion of the Brazilian heartland using high-altitude bombers and rapid armor columns. We just took them. The technological disparity proved too great. Resistance in the south is crumbling. This? Oh, that's ours.
No, a bit.
This? That's nuked.
No.
This? It's Ghana. That's Trinidad and Tobago. That's nuked. What do we got here? Oh, South Georgia Island. Oh, this is good. Alright. The Sri Lankan recovery and the Tasmanian bloodbath. The American Empire shifted tactics in Sri Lanka, pivoting from chemical warfare to a nationwide rehabilitation program. Imperial medical corps are establishing rehab citadels to stabilize the population. Meanwhile, in the Pacific, the second season of the Tasmanian Games began. Thousands of dissidents were airdropped into the wilderness to fight for their lives under the gaze of orbital cameras. Oh my god, we just took Germany!
And Spain.
Oh.
And Italy.
Yeah, facing the imminent threat of the African solution nuclear strikes, Germany, Italy, and Spain signed the Treaty of Frankfurt, voluntarily dissolving their sovereignties into the American Empire. This mass capitulation has left France and the United Kingdom as the final holdouts in Europe. Imperial banners now fly over the Brandenburg Gate and the Colosseum as the Empire's logistical machine moves to absorb the industrial heart of the continent.
Oh, right, Poland isn't in the EU yet. I'm dumb.
With the rest of the continent fallen, the American Empire has completely surrounded France. Imperial armies are massing at the borders of Alsace-Lorraine and Normandy. While the naval blockade chokes the Mediterranean ports, the Empire has issued one final invitation to Paris: total integration or total annihilation. The French leadership is currently debating whether to activate the remaining nuclear arsenal in a final act of defiance or surrender to the Imperial mandate. I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat. Winston Churchill. What now? We took this.
Mexico's still there.
Yeah.
Invade Mexico.
Take Mexico, Cuba, and all Central American island nations. That should be an easy one. Initiate missile strikes on all French nuclear bases to prevent preemptive attacks on the Empire. Offer Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania, and Poland and the nation. Not the nation. Ability to join the Empire, making their citizens and making their soldiers able to accept the benefits. Package. Go. Nuke now. Take Moldova and Transnistria. Wow, I didn't even look at what I was typing. Offer to buy Saudi Arabia. If they refuse, nuke them. Yeah, there you go. All right. The neutralization of the force de frappe. In a calculated strike to decapitate the final European nuclear threat, the American Empire... Did I just take France? Holy shit, I did. The American Empire launched a saturation cruise missile barrage against France's strategic assets, every known silo at Plateau d'Albion, the submarine pens at Lyon, and the air bases housing the blah 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 were targeted simultaneously. The French government, caught in the midst of internal deliberation, found its nuclear keys vaporized before they could be turned, leaving the nation defenseless. It's the Churchill quote again. There we go. The Caribbean and Central American unification. The American Empire's manifest destiny was fully realized in the Central Corridor as Mexico, Cuba, and all Caribbean island nations were formally integrated. The imperial administrators moved swiftly to replace local governance with the military prefectures. The seizure of the remaining Mexican states and the island territories ensures the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea are now internal imperial waters, securing the southern flank and the vital Panama Canal trade routes. Oh, crag jump scare. Hey, it's me. While I was editing, I was trying my best to fix the audio for the rest of the video, and I just couldn't. So I tried to cover it up a little bit with the music, but you'll hear a buzz in the background. I'm sorry. It'll be gone in the next video. I have it fixed, but for the end of this one, I'm sorry. I tried my best. Thank you so much for sticking it out, and please subscribe if you liked the video so far. The Balkan consolidation and the end of Moldova. Seeking to streamline the administration of the Black Sea coast, the American Empire officially annexed the Moldova and Transnistria. There you go. The move was met with little resistance. I mean... creating a seamless land bridge. Alright.
Oh, yeah,
The Riyadh's reduction and the glass of Neom. The House of Saud officially rejected the American Empire's bid to purchase the kingdom, citing the sanctity of the holy sites. The response was immediate and devastating. Thermonuclear strikes were authorized on the military infrastructure and new development zones in northern Saudi Arabia. The sheer terror of the orbital bombardment shattered the monarchy's resolve to save the holy cities of Mecca and Medina. The remaining princes signed an unconditional surrender treaty, as they should. The Scandinavian crisis and the Oslo Ultimatum. With Central Europe and the Baltics integrated, the kingdoms of Norway and Sweden find themselves isolated. The American Empire has begun massing the Northern Army in Finland and the Baltic Sea. Imperial diplomats have issued a polar mandate, demanding the Nordic nations accept the same terms as Poland or face a winter blockade. The strategic importance of the Arctic routes and the North Sea oil makes their compliance mandatory for the Empire's global energy grid. The United Kingdom is now the last bastion of the old world order in the West. The civil war within Britain has reached a stalemate, but the Imperial Peacekeeping Corps has secured the London docks. With France gone and the Middle East falling, the Empire has presented a final treaty to the British government in hiding. The choice is clear. Join the world order as a premier administrative hub, or be the final target of the African Solutions nuclear fire. Send troops to assist the rebels in the London Civil War to fully absorb the UK into the Empire. Nuke Ireland.
What? Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's funny though, isn't it?
Fucking Jesus.
Warn all Nordic nations who have yet to join the Empire that if they do not join, they will be destroyed. Give them one final diplomatic opportunity. What's all these? What are all these? Absorb all remaining European nations by force. Let's do something funny.
Is that a country in Southeast Asia I see?
Where? Give Taiwan... Give every citizen of Taiwan $20 and a copy of the 1992 March issue of Playboy.
I fucking swear to God.
If it turns blue, if it turns fucking light blue. Oh, Papua New Guinea. Alright.
Forgot about Papua New Guinea. Nuke Papua New Guinea.
Nuke, no.
Flirt with
Absorb
Papua New Guinea's president.
remaining island nations, and if refused, doom.
Wait, I just saw 2 African nations that are not joined yet. At the 3 African nations. Is that one and those 2 at the bottom?
If refused, doom. There we go. We got a lot.
What the hell the AI interprets doom? Does it just nuke them?
The Dublin Vaporization. To secure the Atlantic flank and punish neutral non-compliance, the American Empire launched a high-yield thermonuclear strike on Dublin. The Republic of Ireland has ceased to exist as a functional state, with the blast radius covering the majority of the eastern coast. This move has terrified the remaining European holdouts, proving that the Empire's nuclear mandate extends to even the most peaceful of sovereign nations. Gone. The United Kingdom has officially fallen. Imperial forces bolstered by fresh battalions broke the back of the nationalist uprising during the Black Friday siege of Westminster. Faced with the smoking ruin of Ireland across the sea, the British government signed the London Instrument of Surrender. The British Isles are now fully integrated, ending the Civil War and cementing the Empire's total control over the North Atlantic. Gone. Operation Nordic Twilight. Following the expiration of the Imperial Ultimatum, Norway, Sweden, and Finland were systematically invaded. Imperial battalions swept through the Scandinavian peninsula, while naval blockades seized the North Sea oil rigs. Resistance was fierce in the fjords, but ultimately collapsed under the weight of orbital surveillance and superior firepower. The Nordic Council was formally dissolved as administrators moved in to oversee the integration of the Arctic frontier. The Playboy infiltration of... Wait, what? In a bizarre act of psychological and cultural warfare, the American Empire airdropped millions of care packages over Taiwan, containing $20 bills and the 1992 Playboy magazines. While the gesture confused the global community, it served to undermine the remaining local authorities' dignity. Shortly after the drop, Imperial Marines landed in Taipei, absorbing the Republic of China into the Pacific Prefecture without a single shot being fired. We just took Taiwan with Playboys.
Kidding me.
The Mediterranean and Alpine sweep. Oh my god. The American Empire has completed the forced absorption of all remaining European nations, from the neutral valleys of Switzerland to the historic streets of Athens. Imperial governors have replaced national parliaments. Greece, Austria, and the Benelux nations signed integration treaties under the shadow of hovering imperial gunships. Europe is now a unified administrative zone under the American banner, with all independent militaries formally disbanded. The strong do what they can, and the weak suffer what they must. The Pan-African consolidation. The African continent has been brought to heel. Following the destruction of Togo and Benin, the remaining independent nations, including the industrial hubs of South Africa and the oil-rich states of the Gulf of Guinea, capitulated. The empire's Africa solution is now universal. Local warlords and democratic leaders alike have been replaced by imperial prefects, ensuring the continent's vast mineral wealth flows directly into the imperial war machine. The island mandate and global hegemony. The final remnants of sovereign soil across the Pacific and Indian Oceans have been absorbed, from the Maldives to the Solomon Islands. The imperial flag now flies over every habitable scrap of land. Resistance in these regions was deemed statistically irrelevant, as the Empire's global fleet enforced the New World Order. With this final sweep, the era of the independent nation-state has officially ended, leaving only the American Empire. The Christmas Peace, a unipolar world. On Christmas Day, the American Empire declared the end of history. With the absorption of the Middle Eastern remnants and the final European microstates, there are no longer any recognized independent polities on Earth. The eternal union with Russia remains the backbone of the administrative state. The world now waits in silent apprehension for the first imperial decree of the 2017 calendar year. Now it is time for the plan. The goal is now utopia. The first and final goal of the American Empire. Utopia. All citizens, all nations, given a life free from greed, free from unrest and bigotry. Healthcare, education, childcare, all subsidized, all free. Jobs, give tokens, allowing people to purchase all they wish. The world is made a better place. Round 3 of the Tasmanian Games.
The winner will become the ruler of Australia.
Round 3 of the Tasmanian Games. Being the final games for violent criminals. Games will now be an optional join. Winners will receive small island nations of their own. Initiate Project 2020 under complete secrecy. Cross the entire Earth. Place nuclear warheads. Set to go off January 1st, 2020. Ending the world. I think this will be interesting. The dawn of the global welfare state. The American Empire has officially inaugurated the Utopia Mandate, a massive reallocation of all global resources towards social well-being. By nationalizing all major industries and automating logistics, the Empire now provides subsidized healthcare, education, and housing to every human being on Earth. Poverty and bigotry are being systematically addressed through administrative restructuring, ensuring that the utility of the individual is maximized through a life free from material scarcity. The token economy and labor integration. To manage the transition to a post-scarcity society, the Imperial Credit System was launched. Citizens receive Imperial tokens for community service and administrative roles, allowing for the regulated acquisition of luxury goods. The system has effectively eliminated greed as a primary driver of conflict, aligning personal interest with the stability of the state. Productivity has spiked as the population embraces their roles within the greater Imperial collective. The Tasmanian Sovereignty Games. The Tasmanian Games have transitioned into a prestigious voluntary competition for those seeking high-tier administrative power. The Empire has designated several minor Pacific Island chains as sovereign rewards for victors, who will govern as imperial vassals. This redirection of competitive drive into state-sanctioned theater has significantly reduced violent crime globally, as the most aggressive elements of society are given a productive high-stakes outlet for their ambitions.
Oh yeah, how do we fix crime? Just fucking make murder games. Remote island in fucking Oceania.
Yeah, you get a free island if you kill people, dude. The reclamation of Madagascar and Ecuador? What?
Oh yeah, because you nuked them.
Oh yeah. Imperial terraforming teams have landed in the formerly unknown ruins of Madagascar and Ecuador, following the neutralization of the penguin threat and the compliance of South American remnants. These regions are being rebuilt as model cities of the Utopia Mandate. Advanced radiation scrubbing technology has made the soil fertile again, allowing for the repopulations of these strategic zones under direct Imperial administration. Project 2020, the Silent Sentinels. Under a veil of absolute secrecy, the Empire has initiated a global infrastructure project officially labeled as Seismic Stabilization Sensors. In reality, these sites house the Project 2020 warheads. The logistical feat of placing these devices across all continents is proceeding without public incident, as the global population remains focused on the unprecedented prosperity provided by the Imperial welfare state. The ultimate contingency for the world is now in place. The first anniversary of the unipolar world was celebrated with synchronized festivals in every time zone. For the first time in human history, no organized warfare occurred for 365 consecutive days. The eternal union with Russia has been fully integrated into a singular bureaucratic machine, ensuring that every region from Washington to Moscow operates under the same utilitarian standards of efficiency and public warfare. As the world prepares for the 2020 transition, the American Empire stands at the pinnacle of human achievement. The global standard of living is the highest in history, and dissent has been effectively erased through the total satisfaction of needs. However, the High Command is now finalizing the triggers for Project 2020. A meeting has been called to discuss the final implementation of the January 1st protocols. Activate. Project 2020. You ready to end the world? We created a utopia, and for 3 years they lived in utter joy and freedom. We are in a post-scarcity society. It's insane, right? Well, it's all gone.
Vomit.
Deep within the Imperial command bunkers, the countdown for Project 2020 has quietly been activated. Across every continent, the seismic stabilization centers have switched to an active terminal state. The global population, blissfully unaware and enjoying the height of the Utopia Mandate's winter festivals, remains in a state of total peace. Only a select group of high-ranking administrators in the American Empire's central AI are aware that the world's infrastructure is now a preset graveyard. In preparation for the January 1st protocols, the American Empire has issued a mandatory administrative seminar for all top-level governors and Russian joint administrators. These individuals are being quietly moved to the moon-based alpha transport hubs and the deep-crust Himalayas in shelters. The public narrative claims that this is a strategy session for the 2020 economic expansion, ensuring that the imperial leadership remains intact while the surface world faces its manufactured conclusion. Intervene. Do I want to intervene and make it so all of these places are filled with like neurotoxins?
I think nuking it is enough.
Okay. But I want everyone to be gone, you know? Like the entire Earth to be destroyed. High-density areas, framed as a celebratory imperial sedative for the New Year's Eve festivals. we go. At exactly midnight GMT, the Project 2020 warheads buried in every major city, mountain range, and oceanic trench were simultaneously triggered. The result was not a war, but a total cleansing. The seismic sensors became the suns of a new era, vaporizing the global population in a matter of seconds.
Keep doing that.
Yeah, that was a wonderful little playthrough of Pax Historia. Everyone who watched to the end of this potentially absolutely massive video, thank you.
Also, fuck everyone who skipped along. Fuck you. Go watch the video.
What the fuck?